Well, Alex Townsend and Bendigo are our featured stars today. Hello, Alex, and welcome to Victoria.
Thank you very much.
We're here at Tonnenbuck Equestrian Centre, where we've been at the Tonnenbuck Horse Trials. Have you competed here before?
I have never been here before.
All right.
So I thought I'd make the big trek down.
Yes.
And we stopped in Albury on the way and did some cross-country schooling, and Jack Hayden, who works at Wallaby Hill, did some promotion of the Albury Horse Trials there as well, so that was great.
And you've brought the very famous Bendigo with you. You now own Bendigo, who was on the Australian team in London 2012. How did all that come about?
Well, by a very fortunate accident. I had planned for a long time to go to the UK and compete either last season or this coming one, and as a result I have won 3-star horse parody, and it was Chris Burton who actually said that I needed to have more than one if I was coming over, and I thought that was a very fine thing for him to say. Anyway, so he finally convinced me to come over and have a look at Mumbo Jumbo, who we'll meet in a minute. And at the same time, Sharon heard I was going over, Sharon Ridgway, and said, oh, you should go and have a look at another horse of Clayton's, not actually Bendigo. And she said, but whilst you're there, because I think she knew about Clayton having the job as the Canadian coach or being in the running for it. So she knew that Bendigo was going to come onto the market. She goes, oh, whilst you're there, you should try him. And I thought, oh yeah, like that's going to happen. But anyway, it did, and we did go, and I did go and try, and my mum was fantastic. She drove me around the countryside looking at a few horses, and when we got to Clayton's yard, I told her about Bendigo and him being on the team, and that I was going to sit on him, but we were all very determined not to like him, and it didn't happen that way at all.
And you and your mum are from England?
Yes,
yeah.
We're from, well, I was, and Dad, and I was born and brought up in London, and then they moved an hour south to Surrey, very close to where Chris has just moved on his new yard.
Right, so you'll be on fairly familiar territory when you go over there.
Yeah, very familiar territory. Anyway, my parents were phenomenal, because I think I had decided to buy Mumbo Jumbo, very much obviously like Bendigo, who wouldn't like a horse like this, but I knew I couldn't afford him, and my parents were phenomenal and said, can we be your owners? And they, I mean, gosh, she'd have to be an idiot to knock a chance like that back.
Lucky, lucky girl.
Very lucky.
Well, let's have a look at the one that you did actually go to buy. We'll say farewell, Bendigo, but I'm sure we'll be seeing lots of you in the future. We'll move down the stable block here, and we'll see if we can get Mumbo Jumbo to come and have some licorice.
Normally a Russell.
Oh, yes, he's here. Here we go.
Hello. So he's also a lovely little bay boy, very different type. And the reason that Chris wanted me to try him is because he's a very solid type, as in, you know, my mare can be a bit temperamental in the dressage and all that sort of stuff. And Mumbo is the same day in, day out. And he's absolutely delightful. And he was owned by the Berry family, who's the head of that's Mouse, who was Sam's groom. And I think he started out in a kind of showing and showing career, and then he did a bit of hunting. And you got that stuff in your teeth. Miserable. Have you still got room for more in your hamster cheeks? Have you? Very good. Anyway, so yes, so they started him out, and then they got Sam to compete him, and I think Lucy even did a bit of competing on him too. And he's just delightful. And really beautiful type.
He's actually a son of the great sire Jumbo, who is the sire of Avebury, and
very fashionable. But that wasn't why I went to go and see him. I mainly went to go and see him because Chris said this is a horse that would suit you very well. He's great fun. So we've had 2 one-star starts together, and he's actually been very consistent. He's come 10th both times after the dressage. He's been clear both times in the cross country, and I've had 2 rails both times in the show jumping. Well, we'll get that sorted, won't we, young man? Yes.
But you haven't had the 2 horses very long at all, have you?
No, I haven't really. I've really started kind of riding them properly and seriously training since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So we did think about leaving them in England, but the reality is we didn't know who to leave them with. Or because I knew that Chris was moving and that yard was very full, and Clayton was leaving, and also I wanted to be able to get to know them on home turf where I have a lot of support from great trainers and great guys around me who would help me. So yeah.
And so,
happy.
what's the next thing for these two guys?
So the next thing for these two guys is they'll both be going 2-star at Albury. Bendigo's face was like, really? Oh, I'm tired now. And then from there they will go to Sydney 3-day and both go and do the 2-star there. That's the plan. So the idea was to have a really good kind of feel of them before I head off.
Yep.
And then when I go to the UK, very much play it by ear. I don't want to say, oh, I'm going to go 4-star straight away. I'd like to go and do the season over there, pick some great events, be sensible. I've got 2 incredible horses, amazing opportunity. Yes, is that still stuck?
And have some fun.
Miserable. And then I'll just play it by ear. Yeah.
And just in the next stable, we've actually got another little one that you've got here, a little mare.
Yes.
Well, not so little, but a lovely mare.
This one is she's just
I'm
turned
hiding.
6. Hello.
I'm a bit camera shy.
Most of my horses can be bad with things. They take after me.
Licorice seems to go down well.
Yes, exactly. So this one is she's 6, and she's by Metallic out of a Dutchman mare, I think. And I bought her as a kind of pretty much untried everything. She did a bit of dressage, but never been out. And she's very consistent on the flat, so she got 74% there. And I think she's got under 70% in pre-novice, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then I didn't do the best job on her in the show jumping, which was unfortunate. And then she's a little spooky cross country, so the track here where you have jumps coming out of trees.
Yeah, and it's in and out of shadow.
In and out of shadow, but it was more the people in the trees on the and so she had a whopping shy, which nearly sent us into another level's jump. But unfortunately, it was just in front of one of ours. So, but she's a very careful jumper and very good. And then she was quite happy bowling along the rest of the track. So yeah, it was good. It's a good experience for her, that's for sure.
Yeah. And so now back home to Wallaby Farm.
Yeah, back home tonight, the long trip. Pack up the truck, which looks like a bomb site, and then back to Wallaby Hill. And then I think the next thing is to dressage with the stars.
Goodness, some travelling around.
Hey, we seem to be coming down this way quite a lot.
And are there any big events planned at Wallaby Hill? Because you've been running some lovely events. I want to come up and do, and I'm going to swap with Alison. She can come down here and do Tonnenbuck, and I'll do Wallaby Hill.
That's very good. As you know, we've just done the Wallaby Hill horse trials. We're in discussion at the moment with National Office about doing the express eventing, because the Royal has, or the exhibition eventing, because the Royal have canned it in Sydney. So we'll be the Sydney qualifier. The question is just when.
Yeah.
And then of course, the guys, the eventing crew have asked if we would do Wallaby Hill horse trials again in October. The show jumpers want us to do jumping with the Wallabies. So we'll do one of them.
Yeah.
I would imagine it would be the eventing.
Yeah.
That's where my heart lies.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
for sure.
I've heard it's a wonderful property, so I will definitely come up and see it one day.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for talking to us today. Lovely to meet your horses. They're all very beautiful, and I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful time overseas, but we'll definitely see you before then.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.